Good afternoon. How are you? Standard practice. Think I've got you in the wrong place. Let me see if I can adjust your viewing experience. That's better, isn't it? So, here we are. It's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel seasick, promise. It's Wednesday. It is the 25th of May. It's 2 o'clock, and I'm Sam from Be Crafty. How are you? Are you having a good day? Hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. I'll just talk to myself for a little minute because it's nice to wait and see who's going to join in a little bit. Got me new black journal again, which I actually haven't had a huge amount of time to do anything in since I was last here. Because, life's busy, and I know that you all get that. So I thought I would take this wonderful opportunity. Oh, sorry. That's me with a piece of tissue paper, because we haven't done anything yet. As you can well see. Sorry, get my little pink book out of the way. Hello, Sue James. How are you, darling? We haven't done anything, and I'm grossly minging already. I mean, it's not good, is it? Goodness sake. You always talk to yourself, and sometimes you listen as well. Well, the thing about this is, Sue, sometimes you need an expert opinion, so talking to yourself is not a bad thing. Story time while we're just getting in. I was caught, in inverted commas, talking to my horse one day. I was out riding and we were having a lovely old time, and that was great. Just going to wipe the edge of this while we're talking, because I've gessoed it. And a man crept up behind me. He wasn't, he was just walking his dog. And he said to me, excuse me, are you talking to that horse? I said, well, yes, I am. Ah, he says, does he talk back? I said, well, I don't get the answers from nowhere. Carried on riding. I don't know who he thought was more mental, me or him, but, here we are. Here we are. So, I've got a few things that are quite fancy using today. Carol Lewis, how are you? Look, do you want to see something really cool? I've got a new pot of texture paste because I've used my others. Look, it's brand new. It's brand new. It's not going to be brand new by the time we finish with it, but that is okay. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Kim, hello. How are you? So what I want to do today is I'm going to do a page of my journal, which I know is a regular thing for me when I come here to see you. But the thing about that is I like my journal. I'm good, thanks, Carol. I like my journal, and I like doing journal pages in my journal with you guys. So, why not? And if anybody has any requests and things that they would prefer me to do on other days, that is also fine. I can do that too. Sorry, just grabbing my big ones. Because, the texture paste has got to go through something. I'm determined to use it. Is that Beverly? Not seen you for ages, doll. How are you? That's not true. Beverly and I volunteer on a Wednesday morning. We spend all our time together anyway, so it doesn't really make it much different to any other day. But there we are. So I'm going to be using two colourways in terms of blues and greens. Got my pots of oxide sprays. Am I going to spray them? Probably not. Because, I am who I am. I can't help it. It's just who I am. Good job you get on well, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's, It actually, it's very helpful. It's very helpful. So I've just had my page. It is. I was going to use a different journal, and all of a sudden I was like, no, I do want to use it. I'm going to use my coffee stains, of which ordinarily I have a backing card for. Like, you know, with all of our stamps, they come with a backing card. Let me find an example. It's one of the journaling girls, and there's a care thing on the back. I don't know what I've done with it. I could give you a good excuse. I probably more easily give you a bad excuse, but I just actually don't know where it is. So we are where we are, you know. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to create a sort of a band of these through essentially through the center of the page, but sort of veering off from side to side. It's probably best if I just get on with it. Feel free to agree. So get it on a slim. Ali Krubia, hiya! I'm assuming that's you sort of waltzed into the room and said it like that. Now, the reason I'm putting these down first, you'll be shocked to hear, is just because I want to. Oh. What's that on my ink pad? No idea, but it's gone now, so that's fine. Now, this paper is heavily textured. I'm not rubbish at stamping, although I'm not brilliant, you know. Louisa, hello. I'm not brilliant at getting the ink on the stamp. Look, I've got it all over the slim, which is ultimately going to end up on that page if I'm not careful. And if you have been to one of my lives before, you'll probably know that I'm not. Now, we might come back to this one, so I'm just going to leave it on the block for a minute. Grab another block. We're going to grab several blocks because then I can have them all on there. So have you been crafting today? Have you been doing much? Or more importantly, what have you been doing? What's your crafting today? So I'm just going to sort of go off to the side a little bit here. Like I say, these are mainly going to reside through the centre of this page, top to bottom. And then we're going to move in with some texture paste. And then the colour is going to go on last. I have no reason for this. I just want to do, like normally the texture paste, I put it down first, and the colour we get on, and then I stamp, and I just change in the order a little bit for my very own self. The lovely thing about what we do as a hobby is we decide. It's up to us. Again, we'll leave that on the block, you know, just in case. Just in case. Hello, Sally Holmes. Sat in the car waiting for Steve. So you thought you'd just watch while you wait. Oh. It is nice to mix it up sometimes, Jan. You are correct. Sherry, good morning from sunny Florida. Well, how lovely. I have never been to Florida. Well, I've never been to America. So this is, sorry, I should probably leave those there so you can see which ones I'm using. This is that one. I'll probably find when we get to the colour and things like that, that now let's leave that on there. Let's be sensible. Said I never. So this one on the other end of there. It's a little Bonio slim. I've got left is the little numbers, which, believe me, will come into use. Because this is, I'll turn it that way so you can see, the numbers are, sorry if you heard that noise, that was Elsa's ears flapping against the side of her head. Dita work this afternoon, hubby's out, having council meetings until late tonight, sorted. Dawn, hi from Australia, wow, hello. How you going? Put this one. So we're building up a nice column, but I think I need, whoops. See, that's a little busy. I know what to do. Which makes a change because I don't any other day. So we're going to put that one there, which ties those in quite nicely. Then we'll grab that little set of two. Just sort of, I'm not going to make a silly mistake here. Let's take that off. And just, yeah. It is so lovely. You are correct, Beverly. Well done. Yeah, I mean, I like to, it's a fab bubbly chain. Yeah, it is. It's so, yeah, it's so lovely. It's a really nice place to be, and it's a nice place for you guys to join in. So thank you very much. Barbara Wild. Hi everyone, late as usual, you wild thing. I think you're just a rebel, and you, Barbara, and you just like to come in here and like waltz in, you know, in a, I don't know. You know what I mean. Somebody must know what I mean. Bev will know what I mean. Oh, what was I saying about the numbers? Sorry, I do that. You must call me out on that. I am entirely rubbish at finishing what I'm talking about. I love the numbers. The numbers are amazing. Now, if I'm clever, which I'm not, I will be able to locate you the stamp that came from. I love these numbers. I love them. So I badgered Bev because she's better than me. I've realised what I've done. I've put the stamps on the wrong side. What a plonker. So Bev made, designed, created a bigger version that was released on, oh, this could go horribly wrong, I'm just going to have to put this on the desk, I'm really sorry. So on the Mr. Gorgeous release, here it is. So, Journal Art Elements 3. So there, let me find something white to put these on. So there's the original there. And then there's like its big brother. She does finish my sentences for me. Today is a squirrel day. I'm not sure if that's a familiar term, but I get a bit excited by things, and when I do, I forget what I was talking about in the first place. You know, like you sort of chatted about something, it's like, oh, squirrel, and squirrel day. You know, it just, we're going to have to keep that out now, aren't we? We're going to need to. So you frequently try and put the stamps on the wrong side of the carrier sheet and wonder why I can't match it. I don't know whether you could see that was quite a little bit what was going on in my head. You know, why won't this work? Because you're doing it wrong, Sam. It's as simple as that. Right, big ones. Has anybody got, out of our big ones inkables, are there any that you haven't seen used that you would like to see used? You know, being as you are here, I feel it's a good opportunity to give you the chance, should you wish. I'll give it a second and then I'll just pick. Or maybe I'll pick what I like and then you can go, oh, well, I'd rather not. So I think the texture paste is going to look good through, well, it looks good through all of them. But like, I think the splats might match up quite nicely. They will go well through that. Right, I'm getting ready to just go for it. Oh, I've got 2 of those. That's exciting, isn't it? So they're my chosen ones. When people ask me how I store these, it's like that in a clip, and then there. You were going to ask for splats? Splats it is. Right, let's put those over there. Now, I just need to move this a little closer to me. If that is not good for you guys, please do say. So, the texture paste, we're going to almost put, not in across the way, but just sort of a little bit here, because we don't want to cover up what we've just stamped, but we still want to be able to add colour to the texture paste, or in between it, sorry. So you can colour your texture paste in terms of if you have, let me find them. Oh, let me find them. Yeah, so if you, drop that. If you have reinkers, oxides or normal ink. I say that like oxide is abnormal. You know what I mean. At least. You can colour your texture paste with those. That's not what I want to do for now, but just in case you didn't know, that is what you can. Little aliens floating down to Earth. So, with my brand new pot of texture paste. Now this is, it's like, the texture of it's brilliant. It actually is. It's really nice and light. So, depending, not, you know, whatever tool, palette knife, whatever you use, it's easy to maneuver around. It's just a nice sort of nice thickness of it. So I tend to grab a little bit because otherwise I get too much. You thought they looked like dancing stars? Oh, they're whatever you want them to be. Actually, we're going to need a little bit more than that. So up in this corner, so a little bit there, and then I'm going to turn the stencil the other. What I should have done is just left it across there, but I didn't do that, so here we are. So if I put it there even, so you can see it's actually not covering up masses of what we've done. I go across there. So I don't know how that chicken feet. I don't know how that is showing up on camera, but you can see there's not a lot left on the template, and what's left on my palette knife can go back in the pot. You waste nothing, and the whole point about it is, even if you put it down and don't like it, I'm just going to wipe that off there though. Even if you put it on there and don't like it, there's hardly, you can see, there is hardly anything gone out of the pot. So this is great stuff. If anybody wants me to read the bump off the back, tell me. It's like a hobby of mine. So there we are. So I'm going to give that a blast with a blast. It's the quietest heat tool ever. Give that a blast to dry it. Now, because of the depth of it, it does take just a little minute, but it dries lovely. We've got a smudge over there. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. And then we're just going to sort of leave it to its own devices just for a little minute. So colours. Prize. Let me just slide that up there a minute. I'm sorry about my cutting mat. I've normally got my blending mat out and I just forgot. So we're going to need it. Oh, never throw the acetate away from yourselves. They live under there so that I don't lose them. So we'll just tuck that under there. See a bit better now. So prize ribbon, I'm thinking. Again, colour choices. If you don't like them, speak now or forever hold your oxide. Blueprint sketch, they're quite similar. Oh, we might need to bring that. I mean, look at the state of it. A bit of old paper just to sort of, I think those three. Maybe a bit of speckled egg, you know, just like transition colours. Transition colours, you know. Right. Are we dry? Yeah, so it's still, so the texture paste on there, it's still pliable. I'm just going to start shaking these, so sorry about the racket. The texture paste is still pliable, but what it means is that if I say it's, so I can touch it and it doesn't, it's still just a little bit spongy though. So if I wanted to flatten it out, I could, but that sort of takes away the point because you've got your shape of your stencil. It also means that I can just start to see what's underneath as it's drying. Now that doesn't matter, but if you had a pattern that you did need to see, now this is the matte version, so this is good, not going to dry shiny. In terms of things like the same but different, you've got grit paste. Now this is the opaque one. Yeah, see, I love that one as well. That's nearly gone. That's obviously much more textured. Also, you can colour that with your inks as well. If you don't have the droppers, so the re-inkers, sorry, for colouring, you can spray a little bit of this into there, but obviously it's not very organised. So if you spray it onto your textures paste, you've got quite a lot of work to do to gather the colour back up, you know. So I'm just feeling disappointed in myself because it's quite obvious how long it is since I used these. Now, I tend not to use things in the way that they are meant to be. And today is not going to be any different. I've just realised my old paper, this must be a new one because it's still sealed. Which means it's a colour I love because I've had to have a new one. Right, let's get that out of the way. I'm so excited about using it, I haven't even taken the whole wrapper off. So, obviously the traditional way to use any spray, you got it, spray it. But I am not going to do that. So we've dried-ish what's here. And now, I am going to, hopefully, drizzle the colour down. Now, obviously we've mixed it up. Now I could spray it. The problem with that is I want a really neat, when I say neat, I don't want it to go over there. I want all of the colour on the page. So I could essentially, well, we could try it. Why don't we try it? So we're going to move the colour down and round. And you can see what will happen is it starts to pool around the edge of this texture paste. Whereas, if I had, let me just check that I've actually mixed that properly. So, let me show you one that's been sat for a minute. The Rustic Wilderness, write my name on the bottom so that Bev doesn't steal them. That's not actually true, by the way. But you see all the colours? Can you see it's there at the bottom there? So you have to shake it up, mix it up. So I know I've done it if I shake it around and it sort of shrinks away from the bottom. That's why I was checking underneath, just in case you weren't sure. So we're going to move that colour around. Now at this point, if you look at that and think, oh, it's not really quite what I wanted, the easy bit is, whilst the colour is running at that velocity, you can dab most of it off. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So the other thing that I was going to do, one of the other ways is, so you can go around, so just almost using the stalk of your, you could use a pipette if you've got one, you can use anything you want. Ooh! Your prices on the oxide sprays are really good. Thank you very much. So you see where the colour's now starting to run into the old paper up here? Because that's not entirely dry, and that's okay. That is the coffee stain stamp. So what's going to happen again, so as you move, let me get that out of the way. As you move, don't worry about what drips onto there. You can, if you've got time, you can get a tag. So what it does is it starts to run around the edge, and then the colour pools in the edges of these splats. And again, if you wanted to take it off, you could. I don't mind it. I don't mind how it looks. And then if you wanted a slightly more misted colour, so you wanted the colour to sort of go everywhere, you would spray from a distance. I did nearly knock it over. That was close. I do feel like a bit of a wally, but that is all right. Okay, I'm just trying to work out, why is me speckled egg got a black lid? I must have stole that off another bottle somewhere. So we're just dropping the colours into each other, or into some white space. Well, this might count as a white space challenge. What do you reckon, Sally? Would I get away with it? So I'm going to tap it the other way now. Now, if you want, so using that one, this drip here, as an example, I'm going to use the edge of this. If I just make a downy, I can't think of another way to put it, but it's to make a way out for the ink. So then you see how it starts to run where I made the downy. And then we can make it run the other way if we want. So what we're starting to do now is build up essentially a pattern of colour. So we've got the coffee stains underneath, and then we've got the runs of colour on the top. That sounded grosser than I meant it to. Sorry. Annie! Hello! Annie, you just missed a near-on classic. I nearly just spilled a whole bottle of oxide spray over my desk. So this is going to bring a slightly different mix. So I'm going to go into there. The reason I'm trying not to touch this to the other colours now is because I don't want it to mix different colours into this bottle. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I thought that bit was dry. It wasn't. So now I'm finding places where I can drop this colour into. A new bottle. Yes, indeed, a new bottle. Irresponsible human. Oh, there's not nearly enough of that on there, is there? I nearly poured it then. I thought about it. There's not as much. Oh, maybe we just make some flicks. Ooh, that was a... So there we are. Yeah. So we're gonna just, and then my neighbours will be around in a minute, time it's short. They won't, they're lovely. Okay, so what we've done is, obviously you know most of it because you were here. The point I'm trying to make is, so we've got a different pattern developing because we've got the texture paste down there. Now, you can see it's starting to resist some colour. Now, if I'd used, for example, Angela Mitchell. Hello, lovely. How are you? If I'd used something like media sprays, they would resist each other on the colour front, which is great. Let's see if there's any more ink to move while I'm talking. Because they resist each other. And they would also resist the gesso that's on here, which is quite cool. But that obviously wasn't the look I was going for. So what we can do now is think about, do we need to put, I'm just going to leave that there so you can see it. What we need to think about now is, do we need to put any more coffee stains on there to bring to the top? Do we feel like we need to spread the pattern out anymore? I don't, because I love how it looks. As you all probably know by now, I am a bit of a wide space crafter. I love it. I actually do. And the nice thing about that is we all craft how we want to craft, don't we? So there we go. I'm not going to put any more coffee stains on there. I'm actually not. But what I am going to do is grab the Art Elements 3, because I can't not put these numbers on. I can't do it. I just hadn't decided where I wanted them. Oh, what's that? Well, I think that's going to come out of there. Yeah. Let's put it on the end so that I can... Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. No! Is that what? No, don't do anything else. That would be a very early finish. No, I'm not putting any more coffee stains on. So I'm going to build these numbers in to make it look like they were there at the beginning. Because what I hadn't done at that point is worked out where they were going. So if we look at what's happened, so some of that ink was still wet, which works to my advantage, because if I'm going to hold that up and hope it doesn't go blurry. So you can see, this ink is still really wet. You can see just here, that the ink that was still wet, I've essentially stamped out. So it now looks like it was part of the stamp before. Okay. Then we're going to turn it upside down. And we're going to do the same in here. So it's going to look like it was part of the process before we put the colour on. And whatever happens to the ink in the background doesn't matter. So it starts to pick up on the stamp. But that's okay, that doesn't matter. We can wipe that off. So what's happened now is, let me turn that back round. It looks like it was there to begin with. Bev, sorry, my phone did a random update. This looks amazing. Do you know... Oh, I've just dropped something on the floor. Do you know, Bevelar, I had noticed you weren't here. I had assumed you were on the school run. But it's not school time yet, so I'm sorry. Anyway, so our numbers up here now look like they were part of the process before. So what we should do really, in honour of whatever my favourite stamp is now, because even I don't know, we'll put the big numbers back and we'll use the little ones. Now this is where the bonios come into play. So this is these tiny numbers here. Let me move those out of the way because that noise was quite obnoxious, wasn't it? Oh, Bev, so you missed me trying to knock a bottle of oxide spray all over my desk. And one more, and I think it's going to sit just inside there. Now, I think before I make too much of a mess on here, it would be wise of me to just give this a little heat setting. Before I put my hand in something. By something I mean ink. This is so close to done. It's so close to done. I love oxide as it dries, so you can see where the ink was slightly more diluted, where it was darker, and then over here we've got a colour that isn't an oxide colour. It's 3, potentially 4 colours all mixed together, because of how it's moved around the page, and it's sort of done that all on its own. Oh, thank you, Caroline. This is going to take a long time to dry all by itself. Right, let's put those little numbers back. It's more than close to, it is done. It needs a word. Come on now, we need to put a word on there, surely. Or some words, or... What's in my little... I've been trying to have a sort out of all my bits and pieces that I've got cut up. There's nothing in there that will... Ooh, ooh, oh. The colours I've used are really lovely. I think that's the thing. So if you, when you're choosing your colours, the most important thing is not that they match. The most important thing is not that they are from the same family. The most important thing is that you like them. That you like them. You liking what you're doing is more important than anything else. That's quite funny. Yeah, see, I just think they're a bit small. Oh, they're all... And I haven't even done. Just words, nothing else. Okay, Sue. All right. Let's go. So there's those ones. Let's find some more. Right, let's pick from these two. Shall I let you pick? I mean, Beans is you telling me what to do, so shall I let you pick? I think that one might be nice. It doesn't need to make sense. It needs to make you happy. This page has made me happy. No, we know what you're like. Thank you. Is that a good thing? Do you know, while you're thinking about which sentiment you want, that happened to me yesterday. Someone said, "Ah, you must be Sam. I don't know who this person is," and I have never, ever. You could bring out some... You could bring out some big printed words on a sheet that we could snip up and stick in. Yes, we could. That's a very good idea, Ali. So, nobody's deciding to... Am I getting to decide what to put on my page? Okay, it's going to be that one. See, it's funny, isn't it? I could just write that on there. I don't actually need to stamp it. Well, that's why I was laughing, Bev, because I didn't know whether I was allowed to say that. I'm just going straight in. It's going there. I love it. I don't know whether I've told you about this before. Sorry, let me look under my desky thing. So if you keep the acetate off your stamps, it means... Oh, see, that could look a bit lost there. And this is why you... I'm not doing not today because I did that last time. Oh, no one's perfect. It's that. I'm doing it. Stop. You are not the boss of me, Beverly. But I was waiting for Sue to tell me because she's being all like, you. I'd say that. We can do what we like. We can do what we like. No, I just didn't know if I didn't know if we were ready. I didn't know if we were ready to tell the world about... That's not off there, is it? You know, we got plans. Now, no one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. And that's really good advice. Really good advice. And when someone tells you they are perfect, you know they're lying, are they not? Now, I'm done. Just like that, it's done. I thought I'd better put my lid on there before Bev shouts at me. So, sorry, I didn't finish talking about the colours. One, yes, you do need to choose colours that you love because that's the most important bit. But when you're picking your colours, pick them from the same families. If you're struggling to find a colourway that works for you, just pick them from the same like these. So it was 2 blues and 2 greens. One vibrant, one not so much. The reason for that is it means that one can complement the other. It means that one can be the fire and one can be the water. One can be the calm, one can be the storm, all of those things. And that's why I picked those. That's it. That's why. So they were the colours. Prize ribbon, speckled egg, old paper and twisted citron. Citron. Bev. And you were there for the whole thing. So you know how we got here. Which kind of only leaves me with thank you. Thank you for indulging me for the afternoon. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. As always, a pleasure and a privilege. This will stay on this page for a while. I don't actually know. I think they stay on here. Sherry, I can never remember if you start with the lighter colour or the darker one. It's a bit eloquent. Oh, you know. That's me. Eloquence all over. So, Sherry, start with the colour that you like. I started with that one. And then I went to the colour that I chose to go with it. Then I started with speckled egg. And then I went to the prize ribbon. But, allow me to tell you this. When you are at home, in your craft room, in your craft space, wherever it is that you craft, as long as you're having fun, start with whatever you want. Because these projects, we do them for us. That's it. Okay? So, Thank you again. This will stay on here. It will also be uploaded onto the Read Crafty YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out there if you want to. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. I think there are 2 more lives coming up on this group, so don't miss those, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.